Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and before the video starts, I just wanted to let everyone know that I have an indieGoGo live right now of my very first comic book cover ever. So if you like me and you want to support my artwork, go on to indieGoGo, the link is in the description below, and check out some of the tiers, and if you support it, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much everyone, and now on to today's video. What's up all my Ewoks, Tribbles, Droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I am going to be talking about the new head of the female-focused Star Wars, which is Leslye Headland. Now, yesterday on Twitter, I posted this clip from this interview that she was doing with the two stars of a film called Sleeping with Other People. I believe that was the name of the film. I could be wrong. I honestly don't really care. It's not something I'm interested in. But she did this little interview, this like fast, rapid answer interview. And in it said, what was, or actually, you know, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show it to you.
It's that time to turn to our rapid fire questions with our partner Dell. Here we go. You ready?
Are they trivia or short answer? What are we talking?
Short answer. It requires rapid fire responses. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Pick a project from your body of work that best represents you.
Oh, wow.
This
Harvey Weinstein's
movie.
assistant.
Love it.
Yep.
Allison.
Sleeping with other people.
So that was the clip that I posted on Twitter. Now, obviously, she is kind of cut out of this, but we all were able to hear what she said. What defines her most, and what connects with her the most out of all the accomplishments that she has done was being Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant for a year. And they have since then wiped it from the media. That you cannot use. It's on her Wikipedia, but she went through and she deleted hundreds of tweets in reference to Harvey Weinstein. But back then, it was an accomplishment. Back then, before everything came out about him, back then it was great. Yes, Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant for a year. I'm assuming during that time period, you might have seen some of the stuff that he was doing because, well, he was able to hide it, but I mean, it was through blackmailing people into, fearing coming out and talking about what he was doing. So there might be a chance that she knows something about it. You will never know because we cannot see those tweets, and the ones that were recovered are in an article which is linked in the description of this video if you want to see some of those tweets that were able to be archived. But unless somebody's going to come out with a new story about it, I don't think we're ever going to know truly all of the tweets that got deleted in the context of what she knows or how she was defending or going against Harvey Weinstein. But in this article, or in this little video, she was proud of, being Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. Now, from the title of this video and from the thumbnail of this video, you can probably guess what I'm going to talk about. We are going to be talking about her past a little bit. Now, I cannot stress this enough. When you are doing research on people and you are trying to find out a little bit about the people that you're either going to be talking about here on, videos, or if you're going to be writing articles on said people, my biggest recommendation is going and finding interviews of these people. I did that. That's how I found that clip. I also found some other interviews that I thought were very eye-opening. Now, something that we really stress in the Fandom Menace that a lot of people say that, oh, the Fandom Menace, we're just haters, and we just hate on Star Wars. We hate Wham, and we hate this. We hate everything. And it's like, no. If you actually take the time to watch, anyone's videos, if you watch Gary's videos, if you watch Jeff's videos, Jesse's videos, Jeremy's videos, if you watch our videos and you see the way that we talk about things, we really care about the things that we're talking about. I wouldn't be here talking about something if I didn't care about it. I care about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is in my heart and in my soul. And it drives me crazy to see people just completely throw away everything that made Star Wars special just to push an agenda. It irks my soul to my very core. Every time I see Rian Johnson or Kathleen Kennedy do an interview, it's like, ooh, you don't care. You just blatantly don't care, and you like to parade around about how much you don't care about this IP that means so much to so many people. It wouldn't have been one of the biggest IPs in the world if it wasn't for everyone that cared so much about it. that George Lucas created this amazing thing that was Star Wars, and it touched so many people into, their heart and into their soul, people like me. And when we see what's been done to it, it hurts. It hurts us, and we aren't just going to sit back and let it happen. We're going to stand up and we're going to defend it because we love Star Wars. And that's something that, I feel like kind of united and brought everyone in the fandom minutes together was our love and our passion for Star Wars and, for other characters that are in, either Marvel or DC and other franchises that are getting destroyed by identity politics and just the woke culture that's going around. And so when I was looking into this woman that is going to be the new head of the female-focused Star Wars, of course, the first thing that I saw was the clips on Twitter of her going around pushing an agenda and her saying, oh, this about white women, and we need to talk more about being inclusive to diversity and to, the LGBTQ plus community. And it was very woke. And even when she talked about Star Wars, the only thing that we heard her talk about Star Wars, I was like, I don't have like a favorite Star Wars movie. I just want to live in the whole thing. I just want to be in the Star Wars universe. And it came off as this woman doesn't know anything about Star Wars. This woman hasn't even talked once about storytelling. Not once in any of these interviews, these recent interviews, has she talked about telling a story. She's only talked about, pushing a woke agenda and pushing these identity politics down our throats. That doesn't give me any confidence in her storytelling ability. Now, like I said, I went and watched interviews of her. I did my research on her, and I found this one that gave me a little hope. It was kind of eye-opening. I'm going to play it for you, and I'm going to talk a little bit after. So let's look at this.
I loved Bachelorette.
Oh, thank you.
One of the great lines from that is, I just realized that the guy I slept with sucks. How often do you think people wind up saying that to themselves in real life?
I hope they do. I mean, that was really my goal with Bachelorette, was to write like Wet Hot American Summer, to write Heather's or Romeo and Michelle's, to write a quotable movie that women and men could just they could just reference it. I think the most exciting thing as an artist is if you can be referenced in people's personal lives. If they can say it's like that. It's like Bachelorette. It's like sleeping with other people. And I hope to do that too with this film, with it being a love story and a romantic comedy, and sort of dealing with it's not that dark or edgy. It certainly isn't as sort of no holds barred as Bachelorette was.
Sure.
But it definitely I think it definitely talks about some things about dating that just haven't quite been explored in the mainstream.
So what's a romantic comedy cliche you really want to see go?
Oh, well, I just want to see it go that the characters have to be likable. My number one thing is that I'm just if the characters don't have problems, then they don't have anything to overcome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my problem, is that most of the romantic comedies now start out with a girl that's has everything, and she's totally likable and sweet, and she just hasn't found the right penis. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that. I would love to see that. Get the fuck out of here. Also, really, I love that the best obstacle we've been able to come up with in the last 7 years is that the guy's unattractive. Do you know what I mean? It's I'm a schlubby guy and I'm in love with this girl, and that's the only obstacle that we have. It's and I smoke too much pot. There are plenty of obstacles in relationships that you can explore, infidelity, fear of intimacy, commitment issues, sex addiction, love addiction. There's just a lot of stuff to look at, and so in a lot of ways, this film really just fucking explodes with almost all of those things. I just sort of push them all into one movie. So some people might like it, some people might not.
Cool.
We'll see.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, of course.
Appreciate
So nice
it.
to meet you, Matt.
You too.
Well, that was refreshing, hearing somebody talk about actual storytelling concepts for creating, plot devices and creating conflict within the storytelling, and having characters that are not Mary Sue's, that are not perfect. Unfortunately, that interview was years and years ago. Let's take a look at one of her more recent interviews.
Say that I think white women need to kind of step up their game, to be quite honest. Sorry, but I'm calling you bitches out. You really do, because there's we can couldn't agree more with everything that these brilliant women are saying. But like, I'm also seeing the silent killer, which is a lot of white women at the top who are kind of reinforcing a lot of old ideas. I think a lot of it, to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll just speak from my own personal experience. It's just like, I wasn't sure how to be an ally. I wasn't sure what type. I got so caught up in like what kind of terminology I was supposed to be using and being politically correct. And so as I started to rise in television, I started to just get more blunt and just start saying like, I would like a black writer. Because if I said diverse, you get, well, white is diverse, which is something somebody said to me. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's not cool. But to really, I reached out to my, the women that I respect who are not white writers and directors, and I said, what should I say? What language should I use? And I think it's worth it if you're in a position of hiring power or green lighting power to like reach out to people that are not like you and say, what can I do to be an ally, and how can I support writers of color and LGBTQ and disabled writers? Like, what can I do, and what kind of vocabulary should I be using? Because I think it's just easier. I just see it in the room. Like, I just see them kind of go like, it's just easier. Like, the guy at the top's louder. It's harder to say like, I think this should be a black writer. I think this should be an Asian American actor. I think it should be this type of, like, I would like to cast, and really, I find it a lot as well with, as a queer woman, like with gay characters, whether they be gay men or gay women, where I'm saying like, that's not a gay person. Like, sorry, like, this is not a gay person. Like, we're not representing that in this storyline. Like.
So as you can see, she went from one interview where she was talking all about storytelling and conflicts that can be brought into storytelling to make something more interesting, to create something that no one has seen before, that maybe hasn't been tapped into in that genre. And then the stark comparison and contrast of only focusing on identity politics, only focusing on being politically correct, or we need this person of this race, of this ethnicity, of this gender, of this sexuality for this part. That really limits on the creativity of that. Instead of opening it up to everyone, you are so limiting it. What if the person that is of the skin color, of the race, of the sexuality that you want, what if they're not the best person for the job? What if somebody else is? And it doesn't have to be a white person. It can be an Asian person, but maybe, let's say you want a black person for this job, but maybe the best person for that job is actually, Hispanic or Asian or I don't know, Italian. Maybe those are the best people for that job, but you're like, no, I need a black person for this job. It's like you're putting yourself in a box. She went from someone that wants to go and look at how to improve upon a story and how to tell the best story, to being woke and trying to enforce that agenda and trying to shove it down our throats. And it's one of those things. It's get woke, go broke, and that's, sometimes you've seen it time and time before. At least I've seen it time and time before, when people are sellouts and they sell out to get ahead in life. I think what happened was back, when she was just starting out, she got opportunities. She was getting opportunities because she was a good storyteller. And then she got the job of being Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant, and that was the greatest thing ever. And then we found out what happened with Harvey Weinstein and all the Me Too movement and everything. And she's done a lot to try to bury that part of her career that she used to be so proud of, she's ashamed of now. And to make up for that, she's gone woke to get these woke points, so that way she can get the jobs that, because people like it on Twitter. People like the wokeness on Twitter. People like the politically correct. People like the fact that you want to do this, and this for that. So she got the job at Lucasfilm because she had the right politics. She had the right agenda. She was saying the right things in interviews now. She's not focused on storytelling. She's not focused on bringing that creativity to the table. No, she completely changed, did a 180 and flipped over, and now she's doing the woke politics. It's sad, and she sold out. It's very sad to see that. Comparing her old interviews to current interviews, it's very eye-opening just how much people will, sell their souls to get ahead in Hollywood. So everyone, I hope you liked this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned a few things, and I hope you will share this, because I think it's important to get this out there to, that's why I made it. That's why I felt compelled to make this video, because it blows my mind how much people will just sacrifice creativity to get ahead, and that's a huge problem in Hollywood, and that I think is what's going to hurt franchises. That's what has been hurting franchises. So if you like this video, please share it on social media. YouTube has ghosted my channel, so if you could share it, give it a like, let me know what you think in the comments below. It will very help. And if you haven't already yet, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell, that way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And if you were subscribed or are subscribed, make sure you are still subscribed, because YouTube did a whole wipe, and just make sure you're still subscribed, and also check and see to the other channels that you're subscribed to as well, because I know it wasn't just my channel that was affected. So with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.